This year's NCAA tournament has been one of the craziest and most unpredictable in the history of March Madness. Coach Means' bracket, in particular, has been busted since the day the tournament started. One of the main reasons is the improbable run of Loyola of Chicago, a Final Four team with 3 last-second wins and a not-so-secret weapon. Sister Jean Dolores Schmidt is a 98-year-old nun who acts as the team's chaplain, and she also might be the Ramblers' biggest fan. Sister Jean prays with the team before every game, and as a student at Mundelein College, which merged with Loyola in 1991, she rooted for the Ramblers as they won their first and only NCAA championship in 1963. Sister Jean has since become an international star and hopes to see yet another championship for Loyola of Chicago. And before March 16th, almost no one had heard of the University of Maryland, Baltimore County. But as a 16 seed, the UMBC Retrievers pulled off the greatest upset in college basketball history, as well as one of the greatest in the history of sports itself, along with the likes of the Miracle on Ice and Buster Douglas over Mike Tyson. UMBC became the first 16 seed in history to take down a 1 seed in the men's tournament, and they did so in a crazy fashion, blowing out the number 1 team in the nation 74-54, making guards KJ Mara and Jarius Lyles especially famous across the nation. UMBC was defeated in their next game against K-State, but the history they made will stand forever, which is what makes them one of the best stories in the tournament this year. There have been tons of great plays throughout the course of the tournament, so without further ado, here's your top 10 plays of March Madness. At number 10, we have Jared Terrell of Rhode Island pulling this from deep three-point range and draining it. Rhode Island went on to beat the Sooners by a score of 83-78. At number 9 is Robert Williams III with 2 windmill dunks in back-to-back games. The first one coming in the Aggies' 73-69 victory over Providence, and the second in their huge 86-65 upset over the number 2 seeded North Carolina Tar Heels. Williams wasn't windmilling against Michigan, however, as plays like this from Muhammad Ali Abdur-Rahman to Moritz Wagner told the story in this one. The Final Four-bound Michigan Wolverines took down the Aggies 99-72. Number 7 is Keenan Evans off the screen, breaking ankles and lobbing up an alley-oop to the freshman Zaire Smith for the jam, and that is certainly not the last you'll see of Smith. Number 6 is Eric Pascal of Villanova putting the West Virginia defender on a poster. At number 5, Houston tied at 65 with San Diego State, but Rob Gray's going to take this one in, throw up the acrobatic layup, and win the game 67-65 for the Houston Cougars. And coming in at number 4 is Omari Spellman of Villanova with a huge spiking block, the outlet pass, and the run out, which would end up turning into a huge putback on the other end. At number 3 is Zaire Smith yet again, this time with a 360 off the alley-oop, throwing it down against the SFA Lumberjacks. And we'll show you that one more time.
That is fantastic. Smitty, that's something you see in a dunk contest. They look like they practiced that one in.
At number 2 is 3 game winners by Loyola Chicago. This one down 1, Dante Ingram hits the dagger to go ahead 2. Then again, down 1 in the second round. Clayton Custer puts one up, gets about 3 or 4 good bounces, and wins the game for the Ramblers. Then yet again in the Sweet 16, it's Marcus Towns this time, making the 1-point game a 4-point game with the clutch 3 with only 6 seconds remaining. Loyola Chicago won again to beat K-State in the Elite 8 and will take on Michigan on Saturday in the Final Four. And the number 1 play of the tournament so far, Abdur-Rahman finding Jordan Poole for the crazy acrobatic buzzer beater. Houston thought they had the upset in hand, but Jordan Poole said otherwise as the number 3 seed Michigan defeated the number 6 seed Houston 64-63 at the buzzer.